What's up, ladies and gents?
What's up?
Check it out. It's HOODRAT and Alex. We're
Mhm.
back.
What's
We're
up?
back again. You
What
know
up?
what? We're just gonna start making this like a formal thing. You know, it's HOODRAT and Alex time. You know, it's
Yeah.
the HOODRAT and Alex channel, the
There we go.
HOODRAT and Alex show,
There we go.
or Alex HOODRAT, whatever. I'm not trying to.
We'll do HOODRAT. You started the channel.
I'm not trying to hurt his feelings. Fuck it. I don't.
Yeah, he started the channel. We'll do a HOODRAT. So.
But either
HOODRAT can
way,
be
so
first.
I'm going to consider him pretty much in every other guest. You know, a guest that's going to be on the show all the time. You know, he's going to be with me. He's my partner. You know, we're trying to do more and more things. We're trying to come up with our own juice line. We're trying to do a lot of shit. Okay, so just Alex is always going to be involved with HOODRAT for the most part anyway, unless he pisses me off.
Or he pisses me off.
So there's that. All right, well, but check out what we're doing today, okay? We're doing an old versus new like we did with the Heracles OG and the Heracles Plus. We're going to be taking a look at Alex's Fuchai temperature controlled 200 watt. So there, hold on to that. And we're going to be looking at the Fuchai 213, which does have temperature control, but it's not referred. It's just a Fuchai 213 Plus. So there's that. And so Alex, let's go ahead and bust yours out, Alex.
Alright. So it comes in this box, and the way that you open it, it's got this little ribbon right here. Slide it open. There you'll have your mod sitting right in there. Pop it out.
Just so y'all know, before y'all get a look at this thing, he is brutal on his mods. I mean, brutal.
They're gonna work with me. I do HVAC, so they go under houses. They go everywhere with me. So here's your device. I got the red version. Here's your front right here. Here's where your fire button and your up and down wattage buttons are on your screen. Here's your back plate with your battery port right there. There's my little two 18650s. Pop that back on. Let's go to the side. It's pretty big. Can't really barely get my middle finger and my thumb to touch, but it's angled, if you can see that. So that way, whenever you have it in your hand, it doesn't feel like you don't have sharp edges. It's not just square. So
it does kind of fit in the palm pretty nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, like it just
better than like the old school Sigelei like 100s or something like that.
Yeah,
Where
it kind of just angles perfectly into your hand. That is really nice.
It's still kind of hefty though. That's the
it
only
is
thing.
pretty heavy. We'll say that. Yeah.
Got your 510 connector up here. It's spring loaded. It's kind of your standard. One thing I do want to mention real quick is if you will notice, if you see how that's kind of coming apart right there. That happened to me probably 6 months after I got it, and I've been using it pretty hard for a while. And you'll notice right here,
like you said,
they go everywhere with me.
They're under houses, they're
and attics,
getting thrown around.
I drop them all the time. I mean, you can see all kinds of paint missing, and this thing is battle scarred like crazy. This right here is this used to say Fuchai right here in the blue, kind of classic Sigelei look, and right here it said Fuchai 200 watt temperature control. I took these off because as it's coming apart, if you can see inside there, I'm not 100% sure if you can, but there's two small Phillips head set screws inside here. And what I've been doing for the past just little while is every time I feel it start to come loose like this, I would just take a small screwdriver and screw it back together. It hasn't affected the mod anyway. It fires every time. I haven't had any misfiring or the button sticking or anything like that. So no check atomizer warnings. Your screen.
So you haven't had any problems with it at all when it started coming apart?
No, not really. I mean, it freaked me out obviously when it first happened. I was like, oh god, my mod's falling apart. But somebody told me, hey, pop those little pieces off, and then there's some screws you can screw back together. You screw back together, and it holds tight for about 3 or 4 days, and then it just starts loosening up again.
I wonder if you got like newer screws, if it would. Have you tried that?
I have not tried that. That's something that someone has brought up to me, but I just have not done it just because I have tools around me constantly, so I don't even.
Same here.
I just screw it back on and not think about it.
Maintenance man, I got tools accessible every day where I go.
Exactly. So I don't even think about it. I just screw it back together and go. But this thing has been a fantastic mod. It's lasted.
How much did you pay for it when you got it?
I paid $50 for this whenever I got it.
I mean, you got like 2 months after it came out.
2 months after it came out. I think that actually somewhere, I think the place where I got it from actually just ordered way too much, and they were trying to get rid of them because they just had an influx of them.
I can honestly say one thing I really just don't like about it, I guess I would say, is, well, I mean, I guess I can't even just say that I don't like it, because I mean, it was still getting pretty new and popular at the time, but there's no upgrading firmware on it. There's no USB port on it. So I mean, you can't really charge it like that. You got to take the batteries out and charge them that way. So if that's the only mod you got with you out and about, and you're an hour and a half from being home and your battery's die on you, you're just kind of screwed. But I mean, y'all know how I feel about charging your batteries with those cables anyway. I don't like it. I would prefer to take my batteries out and charge them on their actual charger. I would go that hour and a half without vaping.
Yeah.
Instead of ruining my daggone
Right.
batteries. So.
Well, I personally, I have little cases, and I carry a double set of 18650s everywhere I go. It's just like, grabbing your lighter almost back when you used to smoke or something,
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
You gotta have the extras.
Yeah, exactly. So
I carry 2 mods around with me at all times, pretty much.
Yeah. So I've got extra batteries with me at all times. That's not an issue. This thing right now, from what I looked at online, these are retailing anywhere between $40 to $60 right now. So if this seems like something that you would want to get, I mean, it does do 200 watts. It'll run, any kind of build you can stick on it.
But how accurate it is, we couldn't tell you. If it's actually hitting 200 watts, not 100% certain.
Right. I did want to say the screen is fairly bright, pretty simple. You just kind of have your
it just shows the
battery here. Your ohms, if you're running in power or temperature control right here, and then your wattage or your temperature right here.
Okay, so it doesn't even tell the volts really.
Nope, doesn't tell the volts. It's just
so it's
your
just
ohms.
your ohms, the power or temp, the battery life, and then what your temp or watts is.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, it's very simple, very plain.
Yeah. Very, very, standard
run.
run.
We can actually just get that to show. Yeah, there we go. So power, ohms, battery life, and what your power output is. So.
And since obviously we don't have an atomizer on it, it's just going to read 0.
Yeah.
So.
If you hit it, it says check atomizer.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But overall, I'd say it's been a good device for me. Like I said, the only problem I've had is having to put those screws back in. But other than that, I mean, it's been a fantastic mod. Not any problems.
Battery venting on the bottom.
Yep, battery venting on the bottom. It's so that way it doesn't explode if something is to go wrong.
It's kind of hefty.
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
But all right, let's get off of this ancient old thing and get on to the new guy here.
All right, yeah,
Here's the Fuchai 213 Plus.
The future.
The future. Yeah, no, fuck that, no. In my opinion, I'll just state right off the bat, I give this device, the 213, like an 8.5 out of 10. Because I mean, I'm so used to the Alien and the G-Priv and the Predator, and to me this just it's not cutting it as well as the other ones.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that it's not a good device. Yeah. Because it is a really good device. I've been using it for a few weeks now, and Sparks, by the way, Sparks hooked me up with this, and thank you, Sparks.
Yep.
Thank you, brother. And I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and it's a good device. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, compared to this, it's a lot smaller in size. A lot smaller in size, as you can see. I mean, the 200 watt just engulfs this thing. It swallows it whole.
Yeah, it's massive.
You see your buttons in your screen there. You got your firing button on the side here, and then your USB port there for. I'm not sure if it has upgrading firmware or not.
I think it does. I think it had upgradable firmware. I think you can upgrade it. Just plug it up into your computer and do all that jazz.
Yeah. So I mean, 100% certain. I can't say, but it's there on the side for charging your batteries. And then you got your screen on the front face there, along with your up and down for your wattage, temperature control, all that kind of stuff to change your power output. So overall, it's a smaller device, and it's slicker. It's just a slicker device, in my opinion, than the 200 watt. It's more compact. Again, spring-loaded 510. But your battery panel is, you got a little battery door on the bottom, so you got no battery ribbons, just like the Alien and the Predator. It goes up to 223 watts, temperature control, all that kind of stuff. Very, very colorful display screen. There goes my avocado. And as you all can see, it's very colorful. The battery life I don't like that it has a single battery, man.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm not a fan of the device. I'm just really not. I mean, I like it, but I wouldn't just. If anybody asks, what would I recommend? Not this. Not this, in my opinion. Sorry, Sigelei, if that hurt y'all's feelings, but that's just the way that it is,
Yeah.
man. I would definitely say go with the Alien or go with the Predator, even though it has a 510 problem. Go with the G-Priv. Get the fuck, I don't know. Go with Smock.
Yeah.
I'm a Smock lover.
Smock's
That's just the way it is.
Been
But
killing it.
let me throw a device on here just so y'all can see. I mean, it works really well. It works really nice. All right. Yeah, we got it at 50 watts here, so y'all can see. Yeah, it works really good. It works. I don't like the firing button. I don't like how small the screen is. I don't like that the buttons are right there on the top. I will say the only good thing they did is they put the USB port right there on the side. And they used the battery door down here so I don't have to fiddle with a battery ribbon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But.
And I believe like retail, it's about the same. It's about 40-50 bucks just for the mod.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing a lot of places that are still like brick and mortars that are selling these. It's anywhere between 80 and 100 there. Yeah, you could still probably find it online for about, anywhere between 40, 80, somewhere around in there. It's still a little bit higher than the old guy, but
so,
comparatively with size.
But with this, I'd have to give it a good, like you said, a solid 9, like you told me earlier, because of the durability. That I haven't messed with that one. I haven't got the vape on it really, unless he's just been around chilling and I grab it and just vape it. But so I don't really know how to operate it and all that kind of stuff, which I know that's sad. I'm supposed to be a professional YouTube reviewer. I know. I'm sorry. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. But that's just the way it is. But I mean, so with the fact that it's coming apart, I mean, literally breaking down and coming apart, and it's still firing perfectly, no problems at all. That right there, that is a plus. That is an absolute plus for me. So I'd give that a 9 and this an 8.5 because even though it resembles the Alien and the Predator,
it's not.
I don't like it as much.
It's not the Alien and the Predator. I will say personally that hand feel with this is 1,000 times nicer than this.
Yeah,
it's so much more
agreed. It feels a lot better in the hand.
Smaller. I mean, it feels better in the hand. It still feels very hefty. It feels like it's made out of a good quality material.
Well, which any device with two 18650s in it is going to feel hefty.
Right. So I mean, there's no getting around that. But this does feel like it's good quality, good build. You're not gonna, if you drop it, it's not just gonna shatter into pieces. You don't have to worry about plastic breaking off or anything like that.
And just another little size comparison here. Here's the Sigelei 75 watt compared to the 213. It's pretty. I mean, they're fairly the same size. I mean, they're pretty decent.
They're not. Yeah,
they're not far off. And this is a single 18650 device, and this is a dual 18650 device. So I mean, they did very well with cutting it down.
Yeah, sitting there and just compressing everything down into this powerful small little.
Yeah, so they did very good with cutting it down like the other companies, but.
Right.
Just like I said, overall, with the fact that the fire buttons is a little bitty, teeny tiny square, and I'm so used to those side fire buttons.
Right.
Those side fire buttons, man. There's just something about them. I clicked it one time, and it was like, oh, the angels just started singing, and the heavens lit up. I mean, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is wonderful. And I've never looked back since.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk him into getting an Alien or something. GX350 or something. See, you should get you a GX350, man.
I was looking at them, man. They are nice. It's just my wallet is not ready for something like that.
Dude, you're wanting the Archon, and they're probably going to be right about the same price.
Probably.
All you're going to have to do instead of buying two 18650s is you're going to have to buy 4.
Yeah. And I've already got everything set up for it. I have my dual 18650s, so that's the less batteries I got to buy. Because I got to start marrying 4 batteries together at that point.
I will say it's a lot easier running 2 than it is 3 or 4.
Nothing against the reloads or anything; they're great mods, but just having to marry 3 batteries together just seems like it's a kick straight to the wall.
I will say that one device that Kanker's coming out with, or
The 4.5.
yeah, that 4 or 5.
Yeah, 5 18650.
I'm interested.
I just want to see what it'll do.
I'd definitely marry 5 batteries in a heartbeat. On the 200 watt, 9 out of 10.
Yep.
You can't beat durability.
This thing is the AK-47 of mods for me. I've dropped it in dirt, water, concrete, everything else, and it's still kicking. It looks beat all to hell, but it still works. It's literally coming apart, and it still works. I mean
since he said it's firing perfectly, no misfires, no button sticking, no nothing. I mean, no atomizer checks, nothing. And the fact that it's doing that after a year and a half, and I mean, it's literally falling apart. You can't beat that. You really can't. I mean, that's freaking awesome.
That was one of the reasons why I started getting into Sigelei, was because I had 2 or 3 mods beforehand, internal 18650 or internal style batteries that ended up just crapping out on me.
And sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But and just so y'all know, when I get to this one, I'm giving it an 8.5. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. And the biggest reason I'm giving it an 8.5 is because this is supposed to compare to the devices nowadays, like the Predator here, like the Alien, and, like these other small, the Chaos, but that they just put out and stuff like that. It's supposed to compare with these other new, compact, powerful devices.
And it can.
And I mean, the power output is good. Whether it's actually reading 223 watts, I don't know, but it's there. I don't like it purely because of the buttons. The screen is too small. It's too big. And then the same for the 200 watt. I don't like the buttons. They're too small. The screen's too small. All that kind of stuff. But I'm giving this a 9 over this because that thing is a friggin' brick. I mean, it's a piece of iron, man. It really is.
Yeah.
If it's doing all that, it is a piece of friggin' iron.
Yeah.
And with this, I doubt that it would hold up that way.
I don't know if I would say that it wouldn't hold up, because Sigelei and Fuchai have just been making they've made just nothing but durable, lasting mods. I think that's why they became so popular to begin with, was because.
But see, I've also found out here recently, doing research and studying, that they kind of dropped off a little bit because their first 213 that they put out wasn't reading properly. It wasn't actually reading 213 watts. When it was at 213 watts, it was actually lower than what it was saying. So that they kind of dropped, bopped them off a couple points for that. So it's like, if they're not reading correctly, it's in my opinion, it's not a safe device.
And this one, like we said earlier, there's no way to tell if it'll actually run 200 watts. We don't know.
So
we haven't tested
same with this one.
So.
Same with this one. Whether it's actually reading 223 watts, I couldn't tell you.
Right.
I just know that I have the option to put it there.
And burn your coil.
Yeah, burn my coil up like crazy. No, but yeah.
But no, Fuchai and Sigelei, they've made some great mods. They have made durable mods, and the reason you still see people walking around with the old Sigelei 100s that are held together with tape.
Because they're a piece of friggin' iron.
Because they don't break. They do not break.
They're durable as a motherfucker. Pardon my French. Like I said, that's just what they are. They're a piece of friggin' iron.
They are insanely hard to break, and that is exactly why I got this exact mod, was because it was
I have a
impossible to break.
brother-in-law. I don't have. You remember my old Sigelei 150 Plus that I had? Kind of pinkish looking one.
Yeah.
All right, my brother-in-law gave me that thing. He said, "Man, if you can have it if you want it. I'll give it to you. For me, I got a little bit of juice in it, and it's not been working correctly since. If you want it, you can." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it. I'll tamper with it, see what I can do with it." And he gave it to me, and I put batteries in it, and instantly worked. It worked fine, perfect. Not a problem with it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you had that thing for a while.
I did.
Yeah,
I eventually sold it to somebody for like $100, and I know I totally ripped that dude off, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I brought some bad karma on myself on that one, but hey, I needed the money at the time. I'm sorry. But I had a drug habit I had to fix.
But I mean, I've been buying Sigelei for a while now. This is one of the old school 150 temp controls, and this is just.
Y'all can see I still got the Sigelei 75. So.
Sigelei is a great brand. Fuchai is a great brand. They just recently in years, everybody's already caught up, and it seems to be doing what they did better. And if this, you know, I don't know, you know, I haven't been able to get a hold of Chaos yet, but if Chaos was done,
that one's coming up. It'll be here soon.
Yeah,
It'll be here soon enough.
So once we get the Chaos, we'll be able to determine whether or not Sigelei still got it or not.
What we may do is we may do like an evolution of Sigelei or something like that, and start out with like their first mod on up to what they've been doing here recently.
Old school box mods, straight up metal bricks that felt like you was gonna slice your hand open if you let go of it too far.
Yeah,
you know, like, just razor blades going down.
Yeah. But hey, I liked it because it worked.
It worked
perfectly.
It worked perfectly. Yeah, you couldn't break it.
So, with that being all that being said, Alex, 9 out of 10.
Absolutely, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. 8.5 in my opinion. What would you say?
Yeah, I'd probably. Seeing as I haven't used it as much as you, because like you said, you've been using this for a couple weeks now, and you've been kind of getting a little bit more of a feeling for it. I would give it just, probably a 8.5, maybe a 9.
And it's
maybe.
slippery. This mother is slippery,
really?
Man.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have a flutter grip at all. That's very. See, that was one thing I did definitely like about this, the kind of matte, grippy finish they put on that. Like, it's kind of hard for it to just slip out of your hand, but that right there felt like almost butter.
It's slippery. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking around and like, oh, Jesus Christ, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I got it.
I'm not sure if this one came with it, but I do know that definitely this one and this mod both came with silicone sleeves as well. So Sigelei knew that, hey man,
This one did not.
Oh, it did
this
not?
one came with the manuals and cards and stuff in the box, and it came with the USB port. USB cable, there we go. USB cable, not port. It's got the port on the device.
Yeah.
It came with the USB cable, and it came with your manual and all that kind of stuff. But that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And actually, that brings me to another thing I needed to fuss about with Sigelei and Fuchai. His Fuchai and my Fuchai both came in the box, just in the box. Like they got foam on the outer edge to keep it somewhat protected, but you still got a lot of rattling around and stuff, and I don't like that.
That's how it came?
Yeah.
Just like that?
It's just, I don't like that at all. At all. No. Y'all need to take a page out of Smock's book, and y'all need to make sure that device is completely foamed in there. And it's not just Smock that does it. I mean, Wizmec, my Predator, came that way. I mean, that's just something y'all should do, because, I mean, these devices are expensive. Expensive.
Yeah. This is, I know people that save up for weeks, months. I'm one of those people that I throw, $10 off to the side to get a new mod every, like, year and a half or so. Like I said, I've been running this. Has been my main go-to mod for the past year and a half. So.
And unfortunate for him, I have an awesome wife who's been helping me fund this shit like crazy. I mean, I've gotten like 4 devices in the past 4 months, so, and I mean, they're expensive. That's just all there is to it. I mean,
it's an investment. Every single one of
this
these.
right here is like $150 device. I mean, that is expensive.
This is an investment, and it's something that you plan on using for a long time. This isn't something that you plan on picking up and throwing away in a month. It's not like that. You plan on using these for just years.
Somebody that goes and buys this tank for $35 is wanting to use this for a year and a half, 2 years. They're wanting to make sure this tank lasts for a long time because they don't want to spend another $30-35 on a tank. As to me, I love all y'all people and doing these videos for y'all, so I'm blowing my money away. I mean, I could be driving Maseratis and Porsches and stuff right now, but I got to get these devices so I can keep doing these videos for y'all. All right, I'm exaggerating.
I was gonna say, you'd be lucky to get a Honda
exaggerating.
Civic.
I'm driving a little fucking Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
But so let's wrap this video up, man. Let's start. We got people over here wanting to hang out with us and stuff, and they're all sitting around here quietly. So let's wrap this up. 9 out of 10 on the 200 watt.
Love it.
8.5 on the 213 plus.
Like it from what I've used.
Yeah, it's a good device. Good device. So, but with all that being said, we're gonna get the hell out of here and go party and have some fun.
Yep.
So we'll see y'all later.